Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian, and we are playing the Pili-Pala combo. As you may have heard if you watched the deck tech of this video, Ted's vocal cords are basically falling out of his throat right now. So I'm going to record this video even though I actually have only played this deck once before, so I have almost no clue what we're doing. I mean, we have Grand Architect and Pili-Pala, which are the two combo pieces in the deck, so we should probably keep this opening hand. We have a couple good things in here, so let's keep this. And we also won the dice roll, by the way. We also won the dice roll. So we're going to try and give this a whirl. Fingers crossed I managed to make it work. Because, again, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just going to pretend I know what I'm doing. So, yeah. This is what happens when Ted builds a deck and then he can't play it. So I am filling in for him. So let's see if I can figure out how this works as we go. I may make a bunch of misplays. If I do make misplays, if you guys know the Pili-Pala deck, or if you went and watched the deck tech before you're watching this video, which, to be honest, I actually didn't watch the deck tech because I'm recording this before the deck tech is finished, so I actually don't have the deck tech to inform me what I should be doing even. So let me know in the comment section below what I'm doing wrong and what I could be doing better, specifically starting out with a game that doesn't actually just end before it actually starts. Okay, so we have a new game going for us, and yeah, so let's hopefully this game doesn't just abruptly end like the last one did. We can't keep this hand either. This is like, we had the amazing hand of the first game, which we didn't actually play here, and now we have a mediocre hand at best. I don't really want to, actually no, we can't keep this opening hand. We don't have any way right now of casting this guy. We have Chief Engineer, which could work because we can actually cast this guy with Convoke, theoretically. Maybe we'll go that, no, because we're on the draw. So let's actually keep this. We're actually going to keep it. And do I want to keep a land on top? I think the answer is yes. Put land on top of the library. Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens. Because we could play land, and then turn 2 play Chief Engineer, turn 3 play Lobestone Golem, turn 4 play this guy. That is in theory a line of play we could be doing. I don't know what we're playing against yet, so Sacred Foundry, Windswept Heath into Sacred Foundry, and a Nor of the Way. I am really scared all of a sudden that we are actually playing against the Norn Life deck, the basically upgraded version of the Boros Blink deck that we put together a while ago. And that's all we're doing for our turn. So we'll pass it to our opponent's turn. But basically the idea is whenever you basically get a Soul Sister into play, and then whenever anything happens, so creature attacks or someone plays a spell, Nor of the Way goes away, exiles, and then comes back, and then you gain a bunch of life from it. And Genesis Chamber, this is actually like almost like exactly, because Genesis Chamber also, whenever Nor of the Way comes back in, you get a creature, which is actually going to be fantastic with our Chief Engineer, because whenever we play creature, we also get a creature from Genesis Chamber, which is really good for us as well. So I'm not going to complain. What do I think? If we play, yeah, we kind of have to go Chief Engineer first turn for right away, which does give our opponent another mirror, but it's gonna be okay because we're actually gonna get some big smashy creatures into play really quickly, and that's gonna be rad. So yeah, and obviously we can't cast this because Convoke is only for colorless mana, but we could cast this guy for Convoke. So let's do that. There we go. Turn 2, mirror 5/6. Yeah, turn 2 5/6 seems like a pretty reasonable, something that you would expect regularly to happen in a game. And let's just ship it to our opponent's turn, and we'll play the Lobestone Golem next turn, and probably the Mausoleum Wanderer as well. Again, Nor of the Way comes back, he gets another token, and we're just going to start swinging in. We're going to go on the I'm going to kill you plan real quick here, because I think that's the only thing we can do, is if we don't just start swinging in with like everything every single turn, we're going to get real dangerous. There's our Soul Sister as well. So he may have the Kiki Jiki combo or the Restoration Angel Cat combo in here. This actually looks like a very similar deck. Again, this is like the Boros Blink deck we built, except it also has a little bit more expensive cards in it, specifically Nor of the Way, which is fantastic in this deck matchup. I will say one thing that when I was playing this deck, when I was playing it in paper, and that's no fun, Lightning Bolt. Oh, well, it happens, I guess. The one thing I did notice in paper from the Boros Blink deck we built is the Boros Blink deck has like all kinds of fun synergies, and I think I honestly, after playing it a bunch more, because I actually took it out in paper to my FNM, is I think I would actually cut out like one thing out of it. I'm not sure what exactly. Maybe the infinite combo, maybe just make it more of a synergy-based deck. I don't really know, but that's the one thing I did notice. So our opponent is gaining a bunch of life back. That is super dangerous. We could Evolving Wilds. Again, we could... What are we going to Banefire for, though? What do I think happens here? What do I think? We may just go to combat now. Yeah. I think we're just going to go to combat, swing with everything, and see what our opponent does. So Norway obviously disappears. I can actually make this auto yield. I don't need to see this auto yield. I don't care. That Norway is going to disappear. See if our opponent blocks. He may not block. I'm assuming he has a way of actually making all these bigger, which is kind of the way I would go about doing it, is having a spell also here to make these guys bigger and playing on that idea. Well, that's going to get rid of a bunch of his guys. And what do we do? So we could actually play... We obviously can't play Lobestone right now, but we could play Mausoleum. Let's do that. Mausoleum Wanderer, we're going to get another token, and we get a flyer guy, which is going to like start getting in regular damage, thankfully. And yes, we're going to get another token. He's getting a lot of life off this, obviously, but we're hopefully going to gain the advantage, and we're hopefully going to just sustain long enough that we're actually going to go infinite. So that is kind of our plan right now. And I will actually just Evolving Wilds right now, just to get it done and out of the way. Obviously, Banefire would be really fun to deal with the Soul Warden, but I would rather actually keep it and blow up our opponent's face later on down the road. So, okay, so opponent gains a bunch of life, and yeah, so opponent's at 22 life right now. So let's see how this pans out. So he's going to pay 1, probably going to pay 4 to have whatever. No, he just gets plain. No, that's fine. And what does he play? A Johnny's Pride Mate. That is going to get real dangerous real fast. I think I actually need to Banefire that. I don't think I can actually wait around for that to be a thing, because it's going to be, what, like a 5 something? I don't think I have enough mana to actually Banefire a Johnny's Pride Mate right now. I think it's already going to be like a 4 or 5. It's going to be a 6/6 by the end of our opponent's turn. That's exciting. That doesn't happen every day. Oh boy. Yep, there's the Norn trigger, and here's the Soul Warden trigger. I can always yield to you, and I can always yield to you as well, and I can always yield to you. I don't need to see all these triggers. So yeah, 6/6, a Johnny's Pride Bait. That's scary. I'm not sure how we deal with that. Cloud Raptor, or Cloud Fin Raptor. The other thing we could do is Lobestone Golem. That is also a possibility. 5/3. Yeah. Hold on. Do I do that? I don't have enough to... I need to do this. I kinda have to. I'd rather play the Lobestone Golem, but I don't think I have an option not to. So I kinda need to blow up the Soul Warden. I really don't want to have to do that, but I know I have to do it. I should have done it last turn, because this can get out of control real fast. And then let's just play the Raptor. And then let's swing for 1, I guess. Go to combat, swing for 1 in the air. I guess that's the only real option here. And then pass it to our opponent's turn. 6/6 coming our way next turn. It's going to be scary. Obviously, we could kill it, assuming he doesn't have a way of making it bigger. Ranger of Eos, that's scary. And they go into the battlefield, don't they? Or into the hand. No, into his hand. But he's going to be played, obviously going to grab 2... probably he might grab... Hold on. What is he going to grab? He's obviously going to grab either Soul Warden or Soul's Attendant. And then he may also grab like a Sarah's Ascendant. If I was playing this deck, I may actually throw Sarah's Ascendants in. Revealed. What does he reveal? Soul Warden and a Soul's Attendant. Yeah. Well, I guess getting a bunch of life is actually probably better. Maybe that's the way to go, right? Put in, take out the combo and put in just more Soul Sisters action. Norn Sisters. Dangerous. 7/7. Not sure how we deal with that at this point. If he does swing in, we may actually just chump block for days. Let's see if he does swing in. He swings with all of these guys. Okay, well, let's go like this. Go to blocks. 1 here, 1 here, And I'd rather... Do I want to keep these guys? I do want to keep these guys because they can chump block Johnny's Pridemate for days, which is going to be our current game plan. And Northern Way comes back. He gains a whole bunch of life. I can always yield to you coming back in. And I can always yield to you as well. And that is a lot of life. That is a lot of life and a lot of... How do I deal with this? How do I deal with this, guys? We can go infinite. That is still a possibility. So here's the next question. Do I... Because this makes artifact creatures blue. And he also makes other creatures... Gets creatures +1. Untap, tap an untapped creature, get 2 blue mana. So I think we're going to go this way. So we're going to play our Grand Architect. Yeah, so Northern Way will go away. This guy's going to get a little bit bigger. Hit okay. Yep. And then we're also going to play the Golem. So tap an untapped blue creature you control. So he can tap himself, right? Oh, I'm still going to be short a little bit of mana. What do I do? Yeah, go this way. And then tap this guy, I guess, and then we're going to actually play the Golem. Play the Golem, which will make this guy a little bigger, then we'll swing in for 3. And this will actually slow our opponent down maybe a little bit. Fingers crossed. I can always yield to this guy as well. Hit OK, and let's go to combat. Do I want us to go to combat? Yeah, I do want to go to combat. We have a bunch of little golem guys here. We can actually just block for days. And yeah, I think that's it. If I had a blue mana, if I would have actually tapped it differently, I should have actually went blue, blue, red, and then had a blue mana open, which I could have just tapped a mirror down to get the mana, and then actually left this guy up for attacking as well. But I didn't, so that's the way that goes. And yeah, okay. Go to our opponent's turn. We are going to go on the extremely slow damage plan is what we're going on. So basically trying to get in for 5 a turn, which should be a little bit faster than he's actually gaining life back. So yeah, let's fingers crossed. Let's hope that's the way that goes. And on the stack is Soul Warden. Not going to counter it, not doing anything about that. And a bunch of stuff. Our opponent gains 33 life. He's at 33 life now. And he plays another Soul Warden. Gee, that's crazy. 38 life. 38 life. It's nothing to squaff at. Is that a word? Squaff? Is he just gonna attack him with Pridemate? No, he's also attacking with all these guys, which is fine. Let's go to blocks, and blocking will look like this. Golem, Golem. And we'll take the damage there, I guess. Yeah, I think that's the way it goes. And yeah, Northern Way comes back and he gains a whole bunch more life. So much life. So much life gain. 44 life. Oh boy. Come on, let's draw something good. An island is not something good. So I think we just go to combat. And then we can actually start using this guy to turn our blue creatures bigger. So go to combat. Begin the combats. Swing for 5. Yeah. And skip it to our opponent's turn. So what we're going to be doing is using the Grand Architect to turn these guys into blue creatures, which will give them a bonus from him, because he makes blue creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. So that's the game plan for against Norn Life. And yes, Northern Way comes back. Yes, thank you. And yeah. I guess I could have actually swung in with either of these guys, maybe? I guess we probably need to keep him up because he's going to be swinging with his army of mirrors, like, non-stop. So, that's a thing. Yeah. Okay, go to our opponent's turn. Yeah. All of the life gain. He's actually gaining more life than we can actually be doing right now, which is super dangerous. And another Genesis Chamber. Or no, is he playing another Genesis Chamber? Yeah, he's playing another Genesis Chamber. That's dangerous. For us, at least. So, what is going on? And yeah, that's a lot of stuff attacking. What what do I think now? So he's a 35. I need a way of destroying him, but I don't have anything, so that is going to be a problem. Let's go to blocks. And you go here. You here. You here. You here. You here. And you here. And then we're actually going to make these guys +1s. So go to cast spells. So you, target creature becomes blue. Yep. And then target creature becomes blue. Target artifact becomes blue, I should say. And that doesn't matter for you. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is... I don't think we can win this one at this exact time. So this is going to be very problematic for us. All of the triggers. All of the life. So much life gain. Auto yield. Auto yield. Always yield. Always yield. So much life. Our opponent's at 54 life at this point. We get Pili-Pala, which means we can create infinite mana, but we don't have anything to spend said infinite mana on. Because we kind of use that Banefire to try and slow our opponent down, which, thinking back, we probably could have just left it. Yeah. You know what we're going to do? We're actually going to concede this match. And because we're going to save our clock, I think is what we're going to do. Let's go to sideboard. And what do I put in? Bident of Thassa may be a good idea. Spreading Seas is 50-50. Mana Leaks are pretty good. Echoing Truths are extremely good. Let's actually only put in those guys, and let's put in... Do I want a Spreading Seas? Do I need to put a Spreading Seas in? No, but I could put in Bident of Thassa. Because we can actually... We're going to put them both in. Because we can actually use it to force him to attack with his Soul Sisters, and then we can actually just pound down his Soul Sisters. Our Masters of Waves... Do I need the Master of the Waves? Because it's whenever a non-token creature comes into play, so they're not that handy in this situation, so we're actually going to pull out those guys. We're actually going to pull out a single of the Mirror guys. Cloud Raptor is okay because it's flying. We're going to pull out one of the Mausoleum... no, we're going to leave Mausoleum Wanderer in as well because it also gets flying, which is good. Whisper of the Muse, we can actually pull out a single Whisper of the Muse as well. And we have 3 more cards we need to pull out to put this stuff in. Maybe I won't put in the Mana Leaks. I don't think they're actually going to be that handy. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that handy because he's playing a lot of low cast stuff. I would rather actually just bounce it to his hand. Specifically, he has a Johnny's Pride Mate. And then as far as land stuff is concerned, we didn't take out... I mean, I was thinking of taking out a land, but actually, realistically, we have a lot of high casting cost stuff that we still need to keep around. Let's throw a Looter out. I think that's good. Let's run her back like that. See how it plays out. Fingers crossed. Norn, Soul Sisters... because not Boros Blink. Very similar, but not actually Boros Blink. We're going to play first, obviously. And what do we think of this opening hand? I think it's good. Let's keep it. Obviously, we have 1 land, so we're going to risk it like a biscuit, as Ted would say. So that's a thing that is going to happen. So it's going to be Evolving Wilds in... And yeah, Evolving Wilds will grab a blue source, so we can either cast one of these guys next turn. And we're just going to crack it right now. We have no reason to, like, wait. Not like it comes in untapped, so it's kind of indifferent. It's not like we have Landfall in this deck either, so... I do want to point out as well, we have Chief Engineer right now, so we could actually play the Mirror on turn 2 or 3, depending on how things pan out. So, turn 3 probably, because we're having a land come into play tapped, because Evolving Wilds is a thing that happens. So, yeah. Windswept Heath into what? Into a Soul Sisters? I bet it's a Soul Sisters. Sacred Foundry, playing... What? Soul... What? No, Champion of the Parish. Get encounters whenever humans enter the battlefield. Also a very good card. There's our other island. And I could... So, we have 2 ways of playing. So we can either play... Yeah, we're going to go Chief. And then we're going to play Mausoleum Wanderer, and this guy next turn is going to be the plan. Is the plan. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Cavern of Souls, naming humans. Bolting, boo. That sucks actually really hard, because that's kind of how we need what we need to cast our mirror guy. Okay, well that's the thing. 2 damage coming our way. We have no way of blocking that. What do I think? What do I think? We drew another Pili-Pala. Drew? Pili-Pala is a thing. Let's cast this for its normal cost. Another Pili-Pala, not what I want. Okay, shift to our opponent's turn. I know our opponent's going to gain some life. I need to actually set this to auto yield, because I don't really care that our opponent is going to gain some life. I do care. I mean, I care deeply that he's getting life, but I don't care to have to always say yes to it, is what I'm saying here. So, this is a rough hand right now. That's to point that out. This is like the roughest of hands. Like, Pili-Pala is fantastic and all, and Johnny's Pridemate is scary. We really need to draw into some of our sideboard stuff, like right now. Specifically the bounce guy. Thankfully it's not a human, so his champion is not going to get bonuses. Not going to get +1 counters. But he's going to be swinging in for 1. I just realized Pili-Pala is a Scarecrow. Someone was asking about Scarecrow decks during the live stream last night. And, well, technically last night for you guys, 2 nights ago, if you're seeing this on the day this comes out. Yeah, they're asking about a Scarecrow deck, and I guess, theoretically, this could be a Scarecrow deck. We can't cast this guy because we need mana from creatures, or... Yeah, so let's cast a Pili-Pala and swing for 1, I guess? I mean, I don't think there's anything else we can really do at this point. And, yeah, no, our opponent's going to gain some life and auto-yield. I don't need to hit yes for those every single time. Go to combat, swing for 1 in the air. Not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it is a thing that's going to happen. At least slowly counteract the stuff here. And Johnny's Pridemate, we really need stuff. I just realized that Grand Architect, if we actually would have not cast the Whispers, we could have drew our entire deck. But too late now. Too late now indeed. Yeah, okay. Auto yield. And auto yield. Don't need to say yes to those all the time as well. And another Soul Warden. This is getting extremely dangerous. How do we deal with like really our option is to get the combo off and draw our entire deck until we get Banefire, and then Banefire opponent's face off. Is really like our only real option. And at this point, I mean, yeah, might as well Pili-Pala this guy. By Pili-Pala I mean block. Chump block this guy. I want to Pili-Pala you by blocking. And Evolving Wilds, not what I want to see, but it is a thing. So, yeah, I guess we'll play Pili-Pala. We're also going to crack this Evolving Wilds right now as well. I know he's getting a bunch of life, but we're just going to chump block again. And then let's crack this and grab our Mountain. So... that's the thing. I guess realistically, we can actually cast like everything once we play this next turn. We can actually... oh no, we're going to have to chump block with our Mausoleum Wanderer guy. So let's keep him up. And then we're going to play all of this stuff, I guess, next turn. Fingers crossed we draw into like Banefire. If we draw into Banefire, we win. So that'd be cool. Oh no, we need 1 more land. We need, again... this deck is not optimized for how I want it to be optimized. I mean, I'm sure it works perfectly fine. This is more like a casual deck. I mean, it's kind of sitting in like the $45 range. So it's actually like, you can easily put together the deck for not a lot of money. But I totally wish this guy did not like pay a blue mana to turn Pili-Pala blue, and then do all this other extra stuff. So, yeah. So our opponent's going to gain a ton of life. But if we do draw an island, which is a possibility, auto yield, okay, I think it's already auto yielding. If we draw an island, then we can actually play Grand Architect and then Pili-Pala to play everything out of our hand, which would be cool. I would be very happy with that. Fingers crossed that's what happens. And then we just kind of need to hang on until we actually play, until we actually draw a Banefire, which would be also very nice. And lots of stuff is happening. Specifically, he has 2 Giant Johnnies now. Or he's about to have a second Giant Johnny, I should say. Yeah. Scary stuff. Okay, going to combat, he's probably going to swing at these two guys, I'm assuming. Yeah. So Mausoleum Wanderer needs to be thrown in front of you. You. In front of this guy. And we're going to take 5, which means we are on a 2-turn clock. 2 turns. Do you hear me? How many turns? 2. Evolving Wilds. Why is Evolving Wilds in this deck? Note to self. I mean, again, this is what makes this deck more casual as well. Again, we're running Evolving Wilds. Do not run Evolving Wilds in a modern deck ever. You do not want land coming into play tapped, unless that land does amazing things, like turn into a creature or provide 3 types of mana. This just lost us the game. Maybe it didn't lose us the game, but it definitely... did it lose us the game? It's gonna be 5, it's gonna be 6, yeah. Evolving Wilds just lost us the game. That's all I have to say. Evolving Wilds lost us the game. Because we're going to play Pili-Pala. Yeah, option is to play Pili-Pala, then we have to double block, just to like make sure we don't die. Or we can play Grand Architect and also double block, and then we have to draw into another Grand Architect. Because we can't play this guy, because we don't have any way of actually casting him. Can't play Lobestep Golem, because this thing is coming into play tapped, or making lands come into play tapped. So that's the thing that happens. It happens. I'm a little bit salty. Can you feel the salt? Just feel the salt. Yeah. Stupid tap an untapped blue creature you control to produce 2 mana. Really cool that Pili-Pala is not blue. Obviously we can turn it blue, but that doesn't really help us at this exact moment. So let's just survive another turn, I guess. And fingers crossed we draw into another Pili-Pala. I mean, yeah, what's our options here, realistically, what's our other options here? Might as well crack this and grab an island. So, okay, well, let's see how this pans out. I don't see how we don't lose next turn. I mean, obviously we're going to have to double block. So we're going to block the 10-10 and the 21-21. Money was 5, 6, 7, 8. Now he can literally swing with everything and still win. Or he could just bolt something. That works too. Like our face. Well, this has been Adrian playing the Pili-Pala combo made by Ted. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ted will be putting up a bunch of videos tomorrow of this deck being played, hopefully winning some matches, because I didn't manage to win anything in this deck. We did get close, but the big thing is Soul Sisters, once it starts running away, it just runs away and you have no way of catching it. Okay, well, I'm Adrian, this is Giant Monster Games. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to game like a giant monster. I'm not even going to block for this guy. I'm just going to let him just go for it. Just actually, no, we're not going to block. We're going to go this way, and we're going to go this way, and then we're going to take another 5 damage because Evolving Wilds killed us. I hate you, Evolving Wilds. Get out of my deck. You're never going in a deck ever again. Okay. Anyways, I'm Adrian. Don't forget to game like a giant monster. And until next time... Yeah, until next time. That's the end of this video. Okay, goodbye.